students. So this is lecture number 1 of the chapter units and measurements, right? Okay, so once again this chapter is a very basic chapter in physics. The actual physics or the physics where you will need more and more understanding will be from the next chapter, right? But this chapter is equally important. Okay, so the chapter is units and measurements, and in this particular chapter we are going to learn about what are physical quantities, what are their units, right? What are errors, how to correct errors, the types of errors, how to measure very small quantity and how to measure very big quantity, right? So there are some indirect methods which are being explained in this chapter to say measure the distance from earth to sun, or the distance between the earth and sun, how to measure the diameter of a thin rod, right? How to measure the length in millimeter, micrometer, etc. So these are the things which are being explained in this chapter. And what are physical quantities, how many types of physical quantities are there, what are units, what are the system of units. These are all the things which we are going to learn and understand in this chapter. Of course, the chapter is very easy, but the chapter is very important also, because without knowing the knowledge, without having the knowledge of units, you cannot learn other physical quantities and you cannot write their units. Clear? Okay, so now let us have an introduction to this chapter. In today's lecture, I'll just make you to understand the types of physical quantities, what actually physical quantity is, and the types of physical quantities. These things are discussed in today's lecture, right? See, physical quantities. There are certain quantities in the universe, in the world, right, which can be measured, and there are few quantities which cannot be measured by any means. Like suppose you can measure the distance between two cities, you can measure the distance between two countries, even now you can measure the distance between earth and the other planet. This is possible, right? Okay, you can measure the speed of a vehicle, you can measure the time taken by the object to move from one point to another, you can measure the mass, you can measure the weight. Clear? You can now measure the force, acceleration. So these are the quantities which you can measure by any means. But apart from this, there are some other quantities, very few in number, which you cannot be measured, For example, if I am saying that I am very happy today, I am very happy. Does this have any measurement? Can you measure happiness? That I am this many times happier? No. I am very sad today. This is the way you will frame the sentence. You cannot frame it like I am 100 meters sad today. You cannot frame like this, right? That means happiness, sadness. These are the quantities which are not being measured. No device yet are able to measure these quantities, right? And in future also, I don't think so that these quantities can be measured, right? We are speaking that yes, we all love our parents so much. So these are the words we will be using. We love our parents so much, very much. We cannot measure it. Clear? So there are some quantities which you are not able to measure. Happiness, sorrowness, right? Love, hatredness. These are the things which, those quantities which you are not able to measure. But if I'll talk about mass, if I'll talk about weight, if I'll talk about length, speed, velocity, distance, displacement, these are those quantities which you can measure by any means, right? So those quantities which we are able to measure by any means, these are known as physical quantities. So in this particular chapter, we are going to discuss about different types of physical quantities, right? So that means we will not discuss about happiness, sorrowness, because these are not the physical quantities, because you are not able to measure these quantities. Clear? Right? So first of all, what is physical quantity? What are physical quantities? Those quantities which are measured by any ways, that means by any instrument, by any device, and can be expressed in the form of laws. These are known as physical quantities. I think in the lower classes you must have gone through this formula: acceleration due to gravities, or force, gravitational force, G m1 m2 by r square. I am not sure whether, but this must be known to you. F is equals to G m1 m2 by r square. So this is a law of gravitation, right, where you are using the quantities which can be measured. So these are known as physical quantities. Simply, physical quantities are those quantities which can be measured by an instrument, right? If you want to measure the length, very small length, then you will have to use vernier caliper. So vernier caliper is an instrument with the help of which you can measure very small length, right? Micrometer screw gauge, again it's an instrument to measure very small length. Clear? There are some indirect methods also to measure the distance between Earth and the planet. So these are all the quantities which are being measured by different ways. These quantities are known as physical quantities. Clear? And these quantities can be expressed in the form of laws. Just like I have written the gravitational law of gravitation, Gm1 m2 by r square. So in this formula, the quantities which are being used, they are all being measured. So they are known as physical quantities. Clear? Okay. Now, how a physical quantity is made, or would rather say what physical quantity consists of. What physical quantity consists of. See, physical quantity is actually, physical quantity can be now written as PQ. PQ means physical quantity. This is equals to, this is actually made up of two main things, N into U. Physical quantity is always made up of two quantities, two main things, N into U. Right? N represents the numerical value, U represents the unit. So physical quantity is having two things in it, the product of N into U. What is numerical value, what is unit? This is what we are going to discuss. Suppose I am writing as length of a rod is equals to 10 meter. Length of a rod is 10 meter. So 10 represents the numerical value. Meter represents the unit. Right? Units means, in a way, it is a comparison. Unit means comparison. This must be known to you. These are very basic things. That means the unit of length is meter, unit of mass is kilogram, unit of time is second. Right? Clear? So we can say that the length of rod is 10 times the length of unit rod, 10 times the length of unit rod, or 10 times the length of 1 meter, right? So this represents the unit. 10 times of 1 meter is 10 meter. Clear? 10 times of 1 meter. So that means this represents the numerical value. How many times this is? How many times meter is equals to length of the rod? So we have been written. So it has been written as, it is 10 times of length of 1 meter is equals to 10 meter. So 10 represents the numerical value, and U represents the unit. This many times of unit is equals to length of the rod. If I am writing it as 2 meter, right, length of the rod is say 2 meter, then again 2 represents the numerical value. Twice the length of 1 meter is equals to 2 meter. Clear? So this is the unit of length. This represents the number of times unit is being multiplied to get the physical quantity. Clear? Clear? Of course, in the later half of the lecture, we'll discuss about the different types of unit like CGS, system of units, CGS, MKS, MKSA, SI. But the basics of units must be definitely known to you. That means we all know that length is measured in meter, right? Generally length is measured in meter. I know length is having the unit as centimeter, millimeter, meter, kilometer, of course, right? Mass is measured in kilogram. So kilogram, meter, second, these are all the units of a physical quantity. Units means the standard measurement of a physical quantity, which will not change. In the lower classes also, unit of mass was taken as kilogram. Today also, we are taking the unit of mass as kilogram and onwards. Like that means in future also the mass of the unit of mass will be kilogram only, right? So units are the standard measurement of physical quantities. Clear? We are no one to determine the unit. We are no one to produce a unit. Clear? Fine. Of course, we'll go through the system of units like what is CGS, what is MKS, what is MKSA, what are SI units. Clear? But before that, this much is clear. Physical quantity itself is made up of two things: numerical value into unit, N into U. The product of N into U will always form a physical quantity. Clear? Okay. Another thing, that means for any physical quantity which is formed will be formed by the product of N into U. That means N into U will always remain constant. This represents a physical quantity, no? Like length, mass, time, speed, distance, etc. So N will be inversely proportional to U. If X into Y is constant, so then X is inversely proportional to Y. So N is inversely proportional to U. What does this means? It means that more the value of N, less will be the value of U. It is inversely proportional. More the N, less the U. Less the N, more the U. So we will take an example. See. Okay, what is the relation between meter and centimeter? So we all know that 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeter. And of course, meter is bigger than centimeter. Say in this particular relation, see, N is less, here N is bigger. So less the N, meter is bigger than centimeter. Clear? See, numerical value is less. The numerical value 1 is less than 100, right? That means its numerical value is less than its numerical value. But this unit is greater than this unit. That means less the numerical value, more will be the unit. More is the numerical value, less will be the unit. Clear? So the product of N into U will remain constant. Clear? Now we'll discuss the types of physical quantities, right? Types of physical quantities. Mainly there are three types of physical quantities. First one is fundamental or base. The other one is derived, and the third one is supplementary. So mainly there are three types of physical quantities: fundamental quantities or base quantities, derived quantities, supplementary quantities. Clear? We'll understand what is fundamental or base quantities, how many quantities are taken as fundamental quantities or base quantities, what are derived quantities and what are supplementary quantities. See, actually there are lots and lots of physical quantities available, right? There are many physical quantities. Each and every physical quantity will have different units, right? Practically it is not possible to remember the units of all these physical quantities because there are infinitely very large number of physical quantities. So we'll understand or we learn first only about this 7 fundamental quantity or base quantities and about their units, and with the help of these 7 quantities and their units we can derive the units of any other physical quantities. We can derive the units of any other physical quantities just by taking the help of this fundamental or base quantities. Just like in maths, if you are knowing the tables, you can have other calculations. You can do other calculations with the help of tables. So tables are very basics in maths. Similarly, these 7 quantities which we are going to learn now, these are very basic quantities, and with the help of these 7 quantities, we can derive the unit of other physical quantities. That means we don't have to worry, we don't have to remember the units of all the quantities. No. We just have to understand clearly the 7 physical quantities, these 7 physical quantities, and about the units of these 7 physical quantities, right? And by taking the help of these 7 quantities and their units, we'll derive the units of other quantities. So now we'll understand what is fundamental or base quantity, what is the definition of this, and which are these 7 quantities, which quantities are included in base quantities or fundamental quantities. Clear? Clear? See, we can define fundamental quantities means fundamental quantity means which are independent of other quantities. We do not require the help of other quantities. Those quantities are known as fundamental quantities. Fundamental quantities means fundamental or base. These are those physical quantities which are independent, and does not require any other physical quantity. It simply means these 7 quantities are that basic quantities which are independent of other physical quantities, Clear? That means you don't require the other physical quantities in order to define these 7 physical quantities. So now which are the 7 physical quantities? One is mass, unit is kilogram, written as symbol is kg. I am writing about the SI unit, System International, SI means, right? Mass, length is expressed in meter, time, seconds, symbol S. Mass, length, time, temperature, unit Kelvin is expressed as K. I know temperature is having different units, degree Celsius, Fahrenheit, etc. but we will take the standard measurements. Clear? Current, ampere, A. Clear? These are 7 quantities, these are its units, and these are the symbols. Sixth one, luminous intensity. This you might have not studied. Unit is candela CD. Here we'll understand what is intensity, and last one is amount of substance. Amount of substance, written as mole, expressed as mole. Clear? So these are the 7 quantities, these are their units, and these are the symbols of these 7 physical quantities: mass, length, time, temperature, current, luminous intensity, and amount of substance, right? These are the names, these are the physical quantities which you must have heard. I know these are the 2 quantities which you must not have heard. What is luminous intensity, what is amount of substance? Will discuss these quantities also. Clear? So these are the 7 basic or fundamental quantities. These are their symbols and these are their units. Clear? Now, how to derive the unit of other physical quantities from these quantities? Clear? These are 7 base or fundamental quantities, right? Now, speed, velocity, displacement, force, acceleration, etc. In order to, these are all the quantities which are being derived from these fundamental quantities. Like speed is distance by time. Speed is distance by time. Distance means length. So length is included in physical fundamental quantity. Upon time, time is also included in fundamental quantities. That means by making the use of base quantities, we can derive other quantity and its unit. So this is known as derived quantity. Derived quantities are those quantities which are dependent on the base quantities. Clear? Clear? Speed, velocity, displacement, force, acceleration, etc. So there are many quantities which are being obtained from these 7 quantities. Those quantities are known as derived quantities and their units are known as derived units. Clear? Clear? Okay, see. I'll take 1 or 2 example of derived quantity and its unit, and then we'll discuss about supplementary quantities. What are supplementary quantities? We'll take an example of derived quantities. That means how these quantities are being obtained. As I had already said you that to derive these quantities and to derive the unit of these quantities, we need those 7 quantities. Clear? Suppose, what is velocity? Velocity is defined as displacement by time. I'll be taking the example of very basic quantities which you all must be knowing, like speed, velocity, acceleration, force. Okay. Displacement, that means unit will be meter. In a way it represents length, shortest distance. Time, second, right? So here we have taken the help of length, we have taken the help of time. Both these quantities are fundamental quantities. Both these quantities were fundamental quantities. So by taking the use of these fundamental quantities, we have derived the unit of other quantity. So this quantity is known as derived quantity, which is being actually derived by taking the help of fundamental quantities, and this is known as its derived unit. Clear? Okay, we'll take one more example, acceleration. What is acceleration? Defined as change in velocity by time. Change in velocity by time. Right? What is velocity? Defined as displacement by time. So displacement by time square. Once again, displacement in a way represents the shortest distance. Distance is included in fundamental quantity whose unit is meter. Time, second, square. So we have got the unit of acceleration from or by taking the use of fundamental quantities and its unit. So this is again known as derived quantity and this is known as derived unit. You can similarly take other examples of derived quantity and derived units. Clear? Clear? Force, which will be equals to ma. Force will be, one more example, come on. Force is mass into acceleration. So this will be mass, this can be, acceleration can be written as change in velocity upon time. Still velocity can be written as displacement by time. So displacement by time and time, so it will be time square. See, now we have come across those base quantity. Unit of mass will be kilogram, displacement, meter, second square. So we have derived the unit of other quantity by making the use of fundamental quantity. This is known as derived quantity, derived units. Right? So now in the next lecture, in the next video, we'll discuss about what are supplementary quantities, what are their units, and we'll also discuss about the system of units. Clear?